guys, if you're anything like me, you probably never thought that you would eat raw eggs, but laziness brings about lots of ingenuity. So I like to fall back on this little drink when I don't feel like cooking, and I base it with a couple of raw pastured organic eggs, and these are completely safe, so don't worry about it. I'm going to put them right on into the blender. Try to get all of my egg out. And I absolutely know that right now you are thinking, that is so gross, but it's not going to wind up being like this, so do not worry about that. Okay. And after 2 large eggs, I'm going to add some heavy whipping cream. Now, of course, when I first tried this, I thought that it was going to turn out like eggnog. Really excited about that whole thing. Yeah, I was incorrect. That is not what happened. It did not taste like eggnog. Now I put in 2 spoonfuls of that, and I'm going to do 2 spoonfuls of egg whites as well, just to give a little extra protein, because that's all this is. It doesn't have any fat or carbs, just pure protein. Okay, and I like to at least make my drink come up to the 1 cup line, for the most part. So you can go ahead and add a little water. A lot of times, see, I added 2 of everything. A lot of times to save on calories, I'll just add 1 and fill the rest up with water. Now, for my sweetener, because of course, yes, I'm gonna have to sweeten it. I use my blackstrap molasses because of my anemia, and like I said, this gives me 70% of my recommended daily allowance of iron. So I use this. If you do not care for the taste of molasses, well, actually, this doesn't taste like molasses anyway when it's all mixed together. But if you don't care for molasses or you don't have any on hand, you can also sweeten it with any type of a natural sweetener. I also have some organic agave nectar. I've never actually used it, but I do have it there, and it would be a good sweetener for this drink as well. So, we're getting up a little higher. To add a nice healthy dose of coconut oil, and I suggest you go and you Google the benefits of coconut oil, because it's a little bit too many for me to even attempt to name. I'm going to add a little bit of this, but the trick to adding coconut oil, you don't want it in there with cold ingredients, because it'll harden up and solidify. So you have to actually add this while the blender is going. So I'll show you that in a couple more minutes, okay? All right, we're going to add some water. And I'm only going to add a really little bit, because I'm just trying to get to that line. I usually go up higher, but I'm going to try to make it as thick as possible this time, because I've never actually gone that route. Now, these are things that you definitely do not have to worry about adding. I just do them because these are things that I'm supplementing with right now. So this is my iodine. Add a few drops of that. And also, if you don't want the calories from the agave nectar or from the molasses, you can sweeten with stevia extract. And I just do that just for extra sweetening, because, you know, I like me some sweetness. And to bump it off with a little bit of extra flavor, I like to add a little vanilla, okay? So here's my vanilla extract. It's not my organic kind, because I'm trying to run out of this first. So pour in enough of that for you to start to smell it nice and tasty. All right, and cinnamon's got some awesome health benefits as well. And I just added it at the beginning because, like I said, I thought this whole thing was going to wind up tasting like eggnog. Okay, so we're ready to go on and blend this. All right, so we'll start blending. Alright, so here is the very basic formula. Of course, you can change it up to add different things, green powders, even some veggies, which will make it more green. And it just has this sort of brown look because of all the brown things that I've added. And the lumps are ice, not chunks, but still pretty firm ice. So here we go. And this is as close to a eggnog that we're going to get. like I said, that was the basic formula, but now we're going to jazz it up. That was a more vanilla flavor, but here we got us some cocoa. So for about 15 calories, we're gonna add 1 tablespoon of cocoa powder to the mix. And for a little bit more of a chocolate twist, I have some organic cacao nibs. And this is basically the cacao, the chocolate bean, basically. And I'll just add some of that. Sometimes they don't grind all the way down because they're pretty hard and pretty bitter. So they make for a nice, odd little texture. And we go on ahead and we can blend that up. And here we go. A nice, thick, rich, chocolatey, low carb, high fat chocolate breakfast beverage. That is going to be delicious. And for a little spice, top it off with a couple of little cacao nibs. Doesn't that look delicious?